300.
So you getting just this. There's nothing being.
Yeah. Are you just basically moving them?
But no, Todd's been with us for about 30 years.
Right in there, plus one.
Has some mining experience. I've been with the company 37 years and have 20 years of mining experience. We're going to leave here. It's about a 1.5 mile drive to the entrance of the mine. So just a short drive. We'll head underground for about 2 miles on a 5% decline.
Where does all this salt originate from? You know, I mean, where did it come from?
From the Sundance Sea.
Sundance Sea.
Yeah.
That is.
That's what, 25, 30 million Jurassic years ago.
Wow.
And then there's been 2 seabeds on top of it since then.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There was Lake Bonneville, and then there was one that was called the Great Basin.
Oh, how they found this location?
I think the Indians followed the animals here, and the white man followed the Indians.
Okay.
Ozzy Osbourne's been down here and licked the wall.
Really?
So we can lick the wall?
Oh yeah, it's all salt. Well, bacteria can't grow on sodium chloride. So even if you was to lick the wall, it wouldn't create any bacteria at all because bacteria can't grow on sodium chloride.
Ah, that's great to know.
So we drove in a couple miles in this mine on about a 5% decline till the end of the work heading on our 4th level. Currently we are 6 levels deep, so you are not in the deepest point of our mine, but you've seen 2 miles of the mine getting here. You need to understand that that is a small part of what is actually here. They are actually doing some production elsewhere in the mine, maybe 2 or 3 different locations or work headings in the mine currently as we're standing here talking. But there is a total of just over 24 miles of tunnel underground now. So getting to here, you've only seen a small part of what is actually here. Our 4th level, you are standing at 700 feet in depth. So straight vertical, 700 feet to the surface. We're leaving 80 feet of salt between tunnels vertically. So 80 feet through this floor will be the ceiling of the 5th level, which is a tunnel that looks just like this. So on to 6, and then 3 tunnels stacked above us going up to the surface. All of this in a deposit that was left here millions of years ago. Geologists tell us Jurassic period. An ancient seabed was called the Sundance Sea that left this salt deposit at sea level. Our valley right here is just a little over 5,000 feet above sea level. This main deposit is 5,000 feet down. It is at current sea level where it left this salt deposit. But fortunately for us, sometime over the last several million years, maybe when the mountains were being formed and pushed up, that salt deposit down at 5,000 feet has been pushed to the surface only here. The salt deposit is much bigger, runs from here clear down under to Carlsbad, New Mexico. But it is very deep. The same deposit, but it's between 5,000 and 10,000 feet before you hit the salt everywhere but here where it was pushed up. Very fortunate for us because it allows us to rock mine it in this fashion, which is the only way to keep it a true natural mineral sea salt. Most salts around the world are solution mined or evaporated, and anytime those are the mining processes, it's not true to a natural mineral sea salt anymore because all the minerals are lost.
Water and then evaporating it?
Yes, correct.
No way.
If you look at the lines in this face right here, you can see how they're running vertical, leaning a little bit to the left, but pretty much standing, right? That is proof that at some point has been altered and pushed up, the fact that it stands. A natural occurring salt deposit should lay horizontal, so the lines should be running this way. The benefit we gain from that, other than it being pushed close enough to the surface we can rock mine it in this fashion, is mine strength. This is a really safe underground operation, primarily because of that. Contaminants in what we're putting on people's tables. We mine it differently. This is an example of where we have been doing that in the past. A big machine, we bring in certain locations of the mine and we just grind it off the wall. No blasting involved. You want to follow me over here, we'll get a closer look at this, and then we'll let you find some souvenirs. Take photos. Ask questions.
Just like a tree mulcher then, right?
Like a what?
Just like a tree mulcher or something.
It's actually what we use so that we can be very selective in where we mine. It's a big track excavator with a road header attachment. So the excavator is moving it up and down, side to side, powering it. It's about a 2-foot wide drum with carbide tipped picks on it that it's placing against the wall and just grinding it up. If you guys are familiar with real salt, that's real salt before it's crushed and packaged. The color flakes you see in it are a blend of just over 60 minerals at trace amounts. And that gives it the color, and that keeps it as a true natural mineral sea salt as well. I heard somebody on the way down, couldn't hear all of it, but I heard something about Himalayan lamps, salt lamps. So you can see, you pull the light away, you see the color through that, the minerals, right? The darker it is, the more minerals it would be, and the denser it would be, but almost all of them, to some degree, you can put a lamp through. Minerals are not water soluble, right? So we will select locations in the mine where we know the salt is testing about 97% chlorides. The remaining 3% is a blend of these 60 plus minerals at trace amount. Typically where we will mine for agriculture will be somewhere more around 94% chlorides. The remaining 6% is minerals. So about twice the minerals. Why do we do this? Because the minerals are not water soluble. Your animal will lick that piece and not care about texture. People are more fickle than that, and if it was more than the 3% in their shaker salt, they would get a sandy, gritty texture, which turned people off.
So if I heard you correctly, it's only certain parts of the mine that's edible for humans.
It's always the same minerals and the same chlorides throughout the entire salt deposit.
Okay.
What changes is the percentage balance of them depending on where you are in the deposit. Some areas will be heavier in the minerals than other areas.
And that's from testing, not just from
testing. Everything goes to lab.
Right.
And is tested.
Pretty cool.
So Bobby just asked a great question about longevity of our mine here. How long are we going to be producing salt? The easy answer is a few hundred years.
Gosh.
To explain that in a little more detail, I told you our deepest point right now is 1,000 feet. In a deposit that is 5,000 feet thick. So we've only been mining in company history, 65 years, we've been mining from surface to 1,000 feet in 65 years, and we'll have 4,000 feet below that that's still untouched.
Wow.
And from surface to 1,000 feet in depth, I estimate we've mined about 50% of what is available. So we've got another 60 or so years here, and then 4,000 more feet, so hundreds of years.
Wow.
Salt used to trade ounce for ounce with gold.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem
preserve
just
food.
ridiculous
Okay.
today? I mean, it just seems crazy to me. Primarily this reason. Salt is necessary for life. You ask about people, animals, plants. Salt's necessary for life. Gold's just pretty to look at. So when you didn't have Amazon and couldn't have it on your doorstep the next day, it might be quite expensive and difficult and timely to get salt to your region or your area, yet you have to have it. That's why it was worth so much. One of the most valued traded products in old history there was.
So people ask us a lot about pink Himalayan salt. So in comparison, what would you say real salt versus pink Himalayan salt?
Us to Himalayan. You know, I can tell you what I know.
Okay.
So all salt deposits, depending on where they are located geographically, will be slightly different. No two will ever be identical. Himalayan is one salt that is fairly close to others. The difference I know of is sulfur. Sulfur is one of the 60 plus minerals at trace amounts in our salt, right? It's in Himalayan salt. Their salt is quite high in sulfur. Ours is parts per million, barely even registers as a mineral. And so I've done this test a lot. You folks do it too, and to see if you get a different result. Take a chunk of our salt, chunk of Himalayan, and put it out in front of your animal and see which one they take first. Every time I have done this test, they have chosen our salt before Himalayan, and I believe it's because they have better smell and taste than we do, and they can smell and taste the sulfur in it, where they don't notice it in ours.
So I don't know how true this is. Is the pink Himalayan, is it coming from the current ocean now, or is it being mined from ancient oceans?
No, it's an ancient ocean.
Okay, gotcha.
But I believe, again, my knowledge, it is not underground. It's on the surface. So I'm going to relate it to you like this. Himalayan salt's exposed to the surface. Most of the salt that ends up on people's tables today is evaporated off of the Mediterranean Sea, also exposed to the surface. So you tell me what you want to choose for your family. Something that has been in the earth, covered, protected, not exposed to any pollutants or contaminants for millions of years, versus something that pollutants have rolled into for hundreds of the last several hundred years. For me, it's a no-brainer.
All right, fam. So we're in the mines at Redmond's.
It is so fascinating to be. How far are we in the ground?
What did he say? It was a mile and a half?
2 miles.
2 miles.
2.5 miles underground. And it's nothing but salt.
The whole thing is just salt.
Like you can lick the walls and it's just.
When you get your Redmond Real Salt, you getting just this. There's nothing being done to it. It's being grinded from these walls, put in the bottles, and you are consuming it from there. Now, this rock has been buried since Jurassic times. That means none of the modern day pollutions are in this salt.
Not even us licking the walls gonna contaminate the salt. Like
Because salt nothing could grow or live on salt. So therefore, there's no diseases, nothing. So this is amazing, all in itself.
trying to tell you, this is definitely like we on day 2 of this trip, and it's just been mind blowing ever since we got off the plane in Salt Lake. Before we even got off the plane in Salt Lake City, it's been mind blowing. A lot of information, a lot of great information, and not just from Redmond's crew, but just from other people that's here on this trip with us. It's been
a ton of information. I mean, it's people that's knowledgeable in so many different areas, and we're just talking and geeking out on all the information that is being thrown around. We all learning from each other, and I mean, it's been a blessing to me. I don't, from my everyday life, don't have anybody to talk back and forth about growing with, because nobody really that in my life is into it the way I am. So being able to talk to people who are just as psyched about the stuff as I am.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And learned a lot, and could pass some of the stuff they learned off to me. It's been
Yeah,
That's
and
all
they eager. Like everybody is eager to talk and share information. It's like when we were in the van headed here, we wanted to jump across the seats to talk to each other. Like everybody was like turning around, and we were all huddling up. It was just it's beautiful.
Yeah, we've been riding for an hour and a half, and it went by just like that
Yeah, because we were
just
running our mouth. But sharing awesome information that we need to be able to live and survive. And this is what this is all about. Learning how to live the correct, natural, healthy way. It's possible. It's doable. This is salt, y'all. We need it to live. We need these minerals. So do your research and see what is up with this Redmond Real Salt, and then check the description because you can get 15% off while you're at it.
And
it's amazing.
It's just not salt. They have so many different products that they incorporate.
What do you say? 80? They got about 80 products that they produce with this salt. Not just for you, for your plants and animals too. So it's amazing. This company, absolutely, we've always loved Redmond since we heard about them, and now it's just like even more.
So we definitely wanted to come here, absorb all the information that we can, so we can pass it on to you. Because every time we find something amazing,
We gotta pass it on.
we gotta talk to our family.
We gotta pass it on. So check out the rest of the video, and we'll see y'all in a little while. What's next? Let's go. Look, let's go put some salt in our pockets.
All right, fam. So we have made it to the mines, and as you can see behind us, that is the warehouse full of goodies.
Yeah,
So we're gonna actually see how they make those goodies.
We need this warehouse in our backyard. We would live forever. I mean, I don't know what forever is. Whatever forever is, but however, we are in Redmond, Utah. I could smell the salt when we were pulling up. And then when we were walking up, I was like, it smells good back here. Y'all gotta come.
Yeah. So we went into the store,
Grocery store.
and they have so many different products that I didn't even know that Redmond sells. So they do have boosts, they have energy, and they have pre-workouts. They also have vitamins. So that is amazing, guys. And it's all made with this amazing salt that has all the minerals you need for your body to do what it needs to do. So are you excited, baby?
We keep telling y'all. Oh, what you say?
I say, are you excited?
I am. Like, I can't even focus right now. I'm all over the place. My eyes are like.
Yeah. So I want y'all to see what we're looking at right now. So I don't know if this camera is catching the full beauty of this place, but man, it is amazing looking. So get a chance, which you probably won't.
Come to Utah.
Yeah.
And check it out.
Yeah, you will see these mountains, beautiful mountains all over the place.
The conversations on the way over here, y'all. We were all in the van. Y'all don't even know who with us or who we with or we all together. But we'll let y'all meet some of them in a little while. But the conversations, y'all.
Amazing.
Like, we were like little kids wanting to crawl across the seats and talk to each other. But I'm telling you, just getting somewhere with a good group of people can change your life.
Yeah.
I mean, can every time. How you keep changing your life in one lifestyle, one lifetime? This trip already, and this morning, has changed our life again. It changed our life last night, and here we are again today, changing again. It's just beautiful, but talking to that conversation, y'all should have been in the van. That's all I can say.
I mean, so much knowledge, with people who've been doing this and learning from it, and willing to spread some of that information is amazing. So
we'll introduce y'all to some of them, so y'all can go and follow. Maybe you can get a little bit of this information, but
nothing like in person.
Hey.
Where every soul they meet's family. Black's tropical, a place to soul family. And now we know they take a seed and make it grow. Black's tropical, Savannah's own Beverly. Family, there was a man, he had a plan, his name was Bobby. He met this girl, she changed changed his world. Her name was Sherry. They got together and went home. Took her so family. Now we know they take the seed, make it grow. Black's tropical, Savannah's own family.
That's crazy. It's stacking it in squares.
If you're from east of the Mississippi, it's a white-tailed deer. You know, it's in like every hunting store. So if you go to Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, Walmart, any place that has a hunting section usually has our trophy rock. It's attractive. Animals love our salt. So if you put a salt block out and our trophy rock, the deer will come in. So that's why we use trophy rock. So any of these, we'll go see how they do it. Because western Mississippi is originally. So east of Mississippi, most people are like, oh, trophy rock. West of Mississippi, we sell very little. So
You can't even stick it in.
you could. Oh, you could.
Everything I want to do.
So what the trophy rock is literally a rock out of the
Switching products, it might be running into
milk twice a day where they live, simply. These are pregnant cows. These cows you watch them close because they're about to have a baby. You know, any complications, just want to be right
So
there,
actually, some of the
ready
cows
to
that we
help
got
them.
dry, we don't.
We have a camera that's always on them, so I can just check anytime. Make sure there's no issues, because calf gets stuck, it kills bull. You know, so you have to be super careful.
Got a baby right now.
Yeah.
First placenta and everything.
Yep, there's a new baby in there right now.
So fam, this is a newly born calf. Just born within a couple minutes ago. Really friendly, huh?
Yeah.
Real
Yeah, let me
social.
see your finger. Just one finger. Oh, that's just a little salty too.
So they have no teeth?
Yeah, you got teeth. But you know. Not these, I got them down
Take my money. 300.
Good job, baby.
There you go.
It into on the argon tank, and that's my breech plug now. For fuse. Now I have to look right down the barrel to make sure I push the fuse through far enough. It's exposed, right? But it looks like you shouldn't be doing this. A level half cup F3 black powder. Dump it right in the center on that fuse, and then you load the amazing projectile.
Which
It's
is,
about a 15-pound bullet hole.
so what are we shooting at?
What would it have been? Would it have been iron?
Yes.
Ball?
Yeah, in a cannon. Yeah. And the target is that row of boat. We're trying to sink a boat even though they're not on water. Okay? And the boats are about 550, 600 yards out. Hey y'all, watch this. Everybody ready? Fire in the hole. Right in between.
That was close.
Should get a horse.
I'll let the ladies handle the horse department. I don't do much with them except fix the fence, run the water for the thing, drive the trailer, hook up the trailer.
Smoker last night around 11:30 when I realized I hadn't done it yet, and I sat outside and waited for the smoker to get going. But I think it turned out really nice. I think you guys will enjoy that. There's some of the hand drippings down here on the end next to these lovely loaves of sourdough. And then we smoked and roasted some squash and pumpkin. And then we hit that with just a little bit of butter and some rosemary and fresh parsley. And then Kristen threw together another beautiful salad down here, if you want to tell them about that.
So this is the snut greens that you've been having all week, the local greens. It's baby kale, romaine, arugula. And then Sean crisped up some of our pork sides, and there's a local Utah Gouda, honey crisp apple, and the dressing is a maple mustard vinaigrette.
And then we will have some of our house-made custard for dessert, and then we're going to whip up a little apple bourbon sauce to go with that. So we'll put that out after everybody gets through.
Some of them, about 2,500, sometimes 2,700 pounds of salt. So that salt gets shipped from the mine. We have about 60 to 80 bags a week. And then from there, it's grinded down into the different sizes and then into our product lines. And there's like 6 to 8 bags per minute. We've gotten more new machines just to speed up the processes. In the other warehouse, I'll share more about those processes. So this warehouse was all we had a few years ago, but as we've expanded, we've added another warehouse too, because there's just a lot going on here. So we have different groups of teams that have offices over there as well as in the warehouse here. But we also have our B2B distributors and our wholesale distributors for like our local companies. A lot of restaurants that use our salt in Heber, especially some mom and pop shops. Some companies use our salt in their products locally, and a lot of that comes from this distribution center. And then we have the distribution and
Well, all right.
Europe. I think a lot of that's figured out.
Logistics. The logistics team.
Yeah, we do all of our direct to customer shipping out of a third party called Boxio. And so I work with them and between them and our teams to make sure that they have all the supplies that they need and that all of our orders are going straight to the customers without any delays.
Yeah, he's the man who makes it all happen, honestly.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, Sam.
All right, fam. So this is our final morning in Utah, and I don't know. It's bittersweet, you know. While I do want to go home, it's kind of sad for this experience to be over. It's been an amazing few days, and it's definitely going to be something that we both are going to remember for the rest of our lives.
Absolutely.
Way more amazing than we ever thought it would be. You're a resident of Utah. How's your winter? Bone chilling? I can imagine.